Hi guys, it's Ouch110. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. It's that time of year. I'm going to talk about ambers, finally. Been wanting to do this one on my channel for ages. This time of year is the perfect time of year to wear amber fragrances. Before I start the list, I should probably talk a little bit about what on earth is amber. When you think of amber, it's very easy in your brain to go to that prehistoric fossilized tree resin with a little mosquito in it, Jurassic Park dinosaurs, jewelry, that type of thing. In perfumery, it really isn't that. It's an entirely different thing, and it's more of an impression of what I think perfumers would think that precious resin smells like. So what amber is actually an accord. It's a number of notes put together to create a warm, resinous, sweet, woody kind of smell. A little bit sticky. Amber gives fragrances depth. It gives them a little bit of opulence, a little bit of cozy envelopingness of a feeling. Amber is usually what constitutes an oriental style fragrance. Sometimes amber is paired together with spices and other notes, and it can go many ways. Usually it's made up of labdanum, patchouli and vanilla, but perfumers can tweak and play around with the accord many ways to create amber in different ways. I've seen accords of amber where sandalwood is used instead of patchouli, myrrh is used instead of labdanum, and tonka is used instead of vanilla. So there are many ways to create it. Some amber accords lean more powdery, some of them are much more resinous and rich, some of them are very, very sweet. It just depends. So I've put together a list of 10 amber fragrances where amber is the main accord. Amber is used a lot in the base of fragrances, but I've chosen 10 where it's the star and you can really, really feel it. So I hope you like this list. This is the time of year to wear them. They go really well with jumpers when you're wrapped up, scarves when it's snowing, just to give you that sense of comfort and just contentment, I guess. I love amber perfumes, so here's my list. So the first one on the list, I have to put it on there. It's the queen of the ambers. If I don't put her on the list, she's gonna be mad at me. We're gonna have issues. So I am of course talking about Shalimar. I'm gonna get her out of the way. It has to be talked about because to me, it's the queen of the amber perfumes. It might not have been the first, but it's definitely the most famous. This is the classic amber accord. This one is paired together with citruses in the opening. There's also civet in there as well, so it has got an edge, it has got an animalic backdrop a little bit, but once you get into the 6-7 hour mark of wearing this fragrance, you really are enveloped in a fluffy cloud of powdery, sweet vanilla, which a lot of people say, oh, it's really dated, but you know, it was made in 1928, what do you expect? I say that all the time. I feel like a broken record. Shalimar is one of the most gorgeous ambers ever, and I have owned multiple bottles of it. I actually wear it to bed, it's amazing. The next one on the list is a clever, tricky little trickster, and it's called Bengal Rouge, and it's by an English brand called Papillon Artisan Perfumes. This one is different because this is more focused on tonka actually. The amber accord is made up in a slightly different way, but man is this a beautiful perfume. The inspiration of this one was the perfumer Liz. It's her Bengal cat, the fur of her Bengal cat, and this one is a super loud amber. This one, it's much sweeter than Shalimar, I would say. Shalimar's more about powder. This one's more about resin and tonka. It's got a big almondy type feeling to it, and when I wear it I just feel instantly content, and I feel a little bit mood enhanced, and I feel a bit like a badass when I wear it as well because it's really big. But if you're a fan of tonka paired together with a huge amber accord, then this one is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad it's in my collection. So Bengal Rouge by Papillon Artisan Parfums. The next amber on the list is for if you want something a little bit more special, if you want to push the boat out and maybe spend a little bit more on an amber fragrance. To me, it's one of the most beautiful ambers I've ever tried, and I do have it in my collection. It's called Sogno Reale, and it's by an Italian brand called Mendittorosa. This is unbelievable. Yes, it's very pricey, but don't worry, there are some cheapies coming up. I'm not going to leave you hanging. This is unbelievable. This settles on the side of a powdery amber again. Super, super classy, this one. There's tuberose in this one. There is salt as well. It's got a kind of salty nuance. It is extremely elegant and, yes, expensive, but I think worth every penny. The perfumer of this brand usually makes very edgy and unusual perfumes. This is the only amber that she has in her collection, and oh my gosh, it's, I mean, I can't stress it enough. It's very hard to describe, but it's definitely, the first time I smelled it, I didn't even recognize it as an amber. It took me quite a while to go, oh, okay, this is an amber with a twist, and soft, smells like $1 million. It's an extra as well. I mean, the bottle is fantastic. It's a crazy bottle. It's about dreams, and it's got an urchin on the top of it. It's kind of crazy actually when you think about it, but in terms of ambers, this is one of the more special ones. If you can ever seek out a sample or get to smell it somewhere, oh my gosh, beautiful, and probably my favorite in this entire lineup. The next one's another wackadoodle one, and it's actually the first ever fragrance I tried from the house of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, based out in LA. I think they are. Yeah, they're based in LA. Maybe they're not, I don't know. This one's called Blood Amber. It's the first one I tried of their fragrances, and it still remains in my top 5 fragrances by this brand, and I've tried over 450 of them. No word of a lie. The fragrance game is real. This one's really interesting. It has the amber accord, but then it has this huge dose of dragon's blood resin, which is a really unusual smell actually. It's a floral note essentially, but it smells a bit head shoppy incense, and it kind of smells like lilacs as well. It's kind of like if a lilac plant had been sitting in a head shop for a really long time, and the smell gets infused, like if a lilac went to Camden Market in London. So this is a really interesting one. I remember the first time I tried it and I was just really surprised. I'd never smelled dragon's blood resin before, and the dragon's blood resin is more prominent than the amber, but it's still a really, really good amber fragrance. You can still buy it now, it's not a limited edition or anything. So Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab Blood Amber is like a witchy, mysterious type amber, and I really, really love it. The next one is Civet by Zoologist, another very unusual amber, this one. Amber is the main thing you smell, so it does have that rich opulence, but this one is in no way powdery. It's actually leaning more towards gourmand, this one. There's lots of white flowers in it. You have quite a big dose of coffee as well. And then you have, of course, the namesake of the perfume, Civet. So this is an animalic amber. Shalimar also has that animalic nuance going on. And Bengal Rouge a little bit, actually, now that I come to think of it. But this one really is that. It's got a vintage feeling to it, with also lots of modern notes as well, like coffee and things like that. So this is a very dense perfume. It's very complex, but amber is the backbone of what makes it itself. Rough edges, florals, and a massive big amber. Civet is fantastic actually, and I would like to have it in my collection one day. The next amber on the list is by a brand called Etat Libre d'Orange, and it's called Bijou Romantique. This one's really great if you like Shalimar, but you can't stand the citrus or the animalic part of it. To me, it's a very close match because it is that classic amber recipe, patchouli, labdanum, and vanilla. It's very easy to like, and it's pretty much all that you smell. You smell the amber accord and not much else. They do say that there are other notes in there, but when you wear it, it's very apparent that it is just the amber accord. But this one really focuses on vanilla. So when you wear this one, out of the 3 notes that you get in the amber accord, vanilla is the one that's going to jump out. So this one is one to try if you like your ambers to lean much sweeter as opposed to being woody or resinous. So Bijou Romantique by Etat Libre d'Orange, really strong one, a good alternative to Shalimar if you can't really deal with the animalic, so check it out. The next one on the list is a cheapie, and I wanted to put it on the list because it's one that I actually owned previously. I've given it to my mum now. It's by Fragonard, which is one of the 3 big perfume houses in Grasse in the south of France, and it's called Reve Indien, Indian Dream. When I smelled this in Grasse, I instantly fell in love with it, and I went back to buy it afterwards. This is another classic amber. This is another really good cheap alternative to Shalimar. It feels very much like Shalimar to me, but again, without the animalic. And I think it's about 40 euros for a 200 ml. I mean, you can get a giant bottle like this of this perfume, and yeah, it's a lot of perfume to get through, which is what I used like half of it and then I gave it to my mum. So if you want that classic amber, kind of like Shalimar, this has all three things in tandem. You can really feel the resin, the vanilla and the patchouli in this, so it's a really balanced amber. If you looked up amber in the dictionary, this perfume would be there. So Reve Indien by Fragonard, if you want a cheapy amber. The next one is one that I don't own, but I have tried it lots of times. It's called Ambre Nuit and it's by Christian Dior. It's part of their Privé line. Is that what it's called, Privé line? Exclusives? I don't know what the brands are calling their exclusive lines anymore. I really lose track. Now, I will be transparent and tell you that I wish this one lasted longer, because when I tried it, it was absolutely beautiful, this one. This one sides on the powdery edge of the scale. This is a very tender amber. There's rose in this one as well, and it's a very soft, enveloping, comforting type amber. It's not, you don't really feel the resins in this one, so I don't know what they did, but they focused it more on powder. Very beautiful fragrance. I really do wish it lasted longer. I put it on this list because it smells that beautiful. I guess you could just lavish yourself with it if you're that way inclined and you can afford it. So Ambre Nuit by Dior, beautiful one. Just need to ramp up the intensity. It's very weird that it doesn't last that long, because ambers generally are long lasting because of the nature of the accord. And this one wasn't. It was very gentle, but you know, you don't always want to have a fragrance that's going to knock everyone out. So I'm trying to hit on every scale here, guys. I hope you appreciate that. The second to last one is my scent of the day. It's the one I'm wearing today, and it is Tango by Masque Milano. I really like this one. I said at the beginning that amber is sometimes paired together with spices, and this one is a really good example of that. It has cumin, cinnamon, and cardamom in this one. Let me smell it. This one is really nice. It's obviously focused on amber, but then you've got a couple of other nuances in there that don't overtake or distract from the fact that it's this beautiful oriental. I do smell in this one something a little bit, I want to say bubblegummy. It's really weird. Like, there could be not a tuberose, but there's something in here that's making it feel a little bit bubblegum and a little bit fruity at the same time. But ultimately it's an amber. You've got every facet of amber here. It's woody, it's powdery, there's spices on top, and really strong this one, and I love it. And there's something to be said, as a side note, about the sprayers of Masque Milano's perfumes. Man, they throw out a lot. So if you didn't want to wear a lot of fragrance, go easy on that trigger with these ones. But yeah, Tango by Masque Milano, beautiful spiced amber, love it. And the last one on the list was a big surprise for me. I am obsessed with Coromandel by Chanel. It's one of my, well, it's my favorite Chanel perfume that there is. And last year sometimes they announced that they were releasing a pure Parfum version of it. Obviously I tripped over myself to run to the Chanel shop and smell it, because I had to smell what this pure Parfum of Coromandel was like. I was very surprised to find out that it's an amber. So what you have with this one is the DNA of Coromandel. You have the patchouli in there, you have the benzoin in there, you have a little bit of chocolatiness, but then just dump a whole load of amber on top. It was more ambery than it was Coromandel-y, if that makes sense, and it was very beautiful, surprising. I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought it was going to be Coromandel but more intense. I didn't realize they would just add amber to it and call it a day. Still very beautiful though. Really cool, so I wanted to put it on the list. I don't really see many people talking about it, so if you're a fan of Coromandel and you want your Coromandel to be orientalized, then maybe try out the pure Parfum version. Anyway guys, that is my list of 10 ambers for this cozy time of year, in this country at least. I hope you're staying safe and well. I'm Ouch from trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.